Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay and today I'm asking the question, has Games Workshop missed the competitive market? Now, obviously people play competitive 40k and Age of Sigmar. Those tournaments exist. There's Warhammer Underworlds and Shadespire. They have their own GW host their own tournaments. In America, you've got the ITC guys from not FFG, Frontline Gaming, FLG. They have their own rules and they have a dedicated tournament scene over there. So it's not that Games Workshop games do not get played competitively. They, of course, do. The statement here is, have they done enough really to capitalize and jump on the bandwagon of competitive wargaming? People have always enjoyed competitive wargaming, I think, well, I say always, for a long time. I remember like 10 years ago, I was trying to play Warhammer Fantasy and I was listening to podcasts, reading tournament recaps and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, like people were playing competitively then. And it was well considered at the time that maybe Games Workshop weren't really that bothered about a really tight rule set. They were more about, you know, buy these models are fun, this is all fun, have a great game, it's fun, just have fun, it doesn't matter. If there's a problem with the rules, just roll off. And you know, that has obviously dissipated quite a lot, and I think people's attitudes were changing. But games like X-Wing, Guild Ball, all those kinds of games that were sort of not built from the ground up to be competitive, but have just naturally had like a tight rule set. They've had frequent FAQs, rebalances and all that kind of stuff. They've supported the competitive scene quite well in different ways. Like FFG basically did the Friday night Magic gathering stuff with the organised play kits, and Games Workshop have sort of felt like they've been a little bit slow to do that. They did that with Kill Team, and I think they've done it with Warhammer Underworlds and Shadespire, but is it a little bit too late? That's what I'm really trying to get at here. Yes, they're trying to copy the Friday Night Magic kind of organised play thing like that. And obviously FFG weren't necessarily the original creators of that, but they obviously popularised that enough in the wargaming sphere that somebody like GW is now doing the same. Now maybe it might be that GW actually did it ages ago, because obviously GW have been around for so long, they've done so many different things, they may have got there first. But the problem with it is they have not really ever properly like followed through and sustained that. Like 40k doesn't get that backing, and I think a lot of the thing is that the Games Workshop games, they have their own stores, so they expect a lot of it to come out of there, and they don't really need to support the local shops, your friendly local game store. They've not historically been bothered by them, or even taken that too much notice, because why would you support people playing your game in a different store when they could play your game in your store? Like, I understand the logic, it completely makes sense, but that has sort of possibly bit them on the backside a little bit when games like X-Wing, which you know, FFG don't have many stores. They might have a couple in America, I don't actually know, but they don't have any stores like in the UK or what have you, so they had to go out there and be like, well, we're going to support these local game stores, a little bit like Magic the Gathering did. Like, we're going to support these because we need these stores and we need people there to be playing our game. And that led to like proper like competitive scenes and all that kind of stuff. Whereas Games Workshop are like, play our game in our store. Whereas now they're a little bit more lax about it. It's like, well, as long as you're buying our stuff, we're happy enough. But as I keep coming back to, is it too little too late? Because I'm like, I look at the stuff for Kill Team, right? Kill Team feels to me like a game that is trying to ape, and I don't mean ape it like, not purely copy, but when you look at the rewards and stuff like that, you know, you can get acrylic tokens and that kind of stuff and different dice. It all feels very samey to what FFG offer. And that makes sense because FFG, I don't want to say they were there first, but because FFG like popularised it at least, they've obviously thought about everything that you can give out. You know, they're not idiots. Anything that you can do, they've tried to do probably already. So when Games Workshop are trying to do the same thing, it sort of feels samey because we've already had it once before. And that's why I think they were possibly a little bit too late to the party. But this doesn't get onto the competitive scene as much as I wanted this video to be about. When I look at Kill Team and I look at maybe like hosted events, right? When is the next big tournament in the UK for Kill Team? I do not know. I think Tim at Element Games is thinking about running one at the end of December. Fine, right? But we compare this to we can compare it to X-Wing or Legion. Legion is a game came out in March, so we'll compare it to Legion. We already have like the official premiere events or the maximum firepower. I forgot what they're all called. We have them in the UK pretty much released. Now, I don't think they've actually been officially announced in the US, but I'm sure they'll get announced fairly soon. But either way, it's an indication that we're supporting this game. We want it to be competitive. These are where your competitive events are going to be. These stores are going to host these tournaments. We've given them we've asked for dates. They've given us dates. We've agreed those dates in principle, and it feels like they are properly supporting that competitive community. Whereas Games Workshop, they have one at Warhammer World. They had one in September, I think. Beyond that, they probably have another one at Warhammer World, but I don't know. But we've not seen like a list of full-on events for the next year and a half, and have like a proper like organised play rule set. We had the Nova rules, which were a bit meh because they had a few different things. We had the Warhammer World event, which was a bit okay, not full like tournament standard stuff. And now, where is it? Am I going to be able to go to an event next year? If I am, I have no idea when they are. I already know when the X-Wing ones are, when the Legion ones are. For Kill Team, I don't know. And yeah, that's just Kill Team's just one of the games. They have like big events like the GTs for 40k, but there's 3 or 4 of them a year, something like that. They're not exactly. That's just them hosting it. They're not exactly then having like support for other competitive events in the UK, at least. On the website they could have all the events from different stores, but they don't do that. I think possibly because they have their own stores. I'm sure, like business wise, they're obviously doing very well, but I'm a bit worried for them in the sense that if they don't get on this like competitive train, a lot of people are going to just start playing other games. Like X-Wing was the perfect example of that, and I can only foresee it getting worse the less like effort it seems like they put in. Like they really need to jump on it soon, I think, and ride the way. People like competitive games. You can still have your competitive games with the hobby side of it. Like you can, like Legion, for example, they have I think 3 tiers of tournaments, which is basically like casual, medium, and hardcore, right? You could do the same. Like it's not even hard. They could do the same. Yeah, my thoughts are that they're being so slow to do it that this is the main area where competitors have already in the past overtaken them and might continue to do so to a higher degree. The models, fantastic. GW models, fantastic. They're all fantastic. They've got many, many great qualities. But I think the competitive side of things is really where they fall down. And for me, I really like competitive games. I like to play people fairly. I don't want to be a win at all costs kind of guy. I want to play people fairly. We have a good game and I want to win, right? That's the plan. That's why I play the games. If the winning wasn't important, I wouldn't play. Like, I'm not after cinematic games and that kind of stuff. I want a fair, balanced game where I try and be the best. It's, to quote Pokemon. And Games Workshop feels like that. They don't want to cater towards people like me. And I appreciate that, but they keep making overtures that they will eventually cater towards people like me, like Kill Team. It was like, yeah, we're going to have organised play and support it and stuff like that. And then they don't necessarily finish the job, or at least they haven't done. Hopefully next year I'll bite my words, I'll eat my words, and they'll properly have supported Kill Team. There'll be big ass events all over the country, in the US, everywhere, streamed on their website, streamed on Twitch, and it'll all be great. But I just worry that they're taking their sweet time about it. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, you might have local events and your local clubs might be doing them, but how do you feel like that Games Workshop are supporting them? Yes, they're doing a bit with Kill Team, but do you think they could do more? Do you think they should do more for 40k, Age of Sigmar, all that kind of stuff? I do. I think they could do more, and they should do more. And I'm worried that if they don't do more, they'll just get phased out in that scene, and we'll have basically like competitive games and then casual games. And I don't want that. I want a bit of both. A bit of both. Yeah. If you like this video, do like. I'm not hating on GW. I really admire them. They do many great things. I was gonna say I love them. I don't love them. I don't love any company. But yeah, I really admire them, really respect them, and I'm not trying to poo all over them. I just wish they would do a bit more in this area. And let me know your thoughts on that. If you like this video, do like the video. If you're not already subscribed, then please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you to everybody who supports me on Patreon. That really does help. Have a most beautiful day, and goodbye. Bye.